Hey, what's going on YouTube? Today we're going to be going over Eachine's Goggle 2. This is a high definition headset with full 1920 by 1080 pixel resolution. It's compatible with both 4:3 and 16 by 9 cameras. Video is transmitted through a 40 channel 5.8 GHz diversity receiver. Two antennas are included, a flat panel and a skew planar, both of which use RPSMA male connectors. Other notable mentions include a mini HDMI port, which basically future-proofs these goggles, as I see the future of FPV moving to digital. Quadcopters like the DJI Phantom and Inspire, as well as FPV systems like the Kinects, will work perfectly with these goggles. On another note, the Goggles 2 can also connect to a phone or other media devices and be used as a personal entertainment system. It's pretty much like having a portable, wearable, big screen TV all to yourself. The surprising part is that it's very comfortable to wear. The Goggles 2 was ergonomically designed to fit the contours of your head. Weight is evenly distributed between the front and the back, and in total the headset weighs just 430 grams. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. First up, we have the instructions manual, which goes over all the specs, the screen, the VRX, the battery size, the foam material, frequency, channels, everything you wish to know about the Goggles 2 is in here, so definitely take a look-see. Next up are foam face pads with 3M tape. These are actually really soft and a big reason why the Goggles 2 is just so comfortable. The package contains 2 foam face pads and 2 nose pads. The Goggles 2 comes with and is powered by a 2-cell 2200 mAh lithium-ion battery. The input voltage is between 7 and 13 volts, meaning you can either use a 2-cell or a 3-cell battery. This is the battery charger and it connects directly to the battery. Next up is one of the things that really makes this headset special. It's an HDMI to mini HDMI cable, which allows you to use your headset as a personal theater, and also if you have a quadcopter that uses a digital FPV system like the DJI Inspire or Phantom. Looks like we have some more accessories here. This is an RCA video to 3.5mm plug. It connects to the 3.5mm jack right below the HDMI port, and it just allows you to use an external receiver. Next we have a flat panel antenna. This is a directional antenna. Range is excellent and it penetrates obstructions better than your average CP antenna, but it needs to be pointed towards the general vicinity of your aircraft. Next is a skew planar circularly polarized antenna with 4 blades. Next we have this velvety material with sticky tape on the other side. It's not listed in the instructions, but I believe it's used to hold the power cable to the head strap. Here's some Velcro, which is used to hold the battery in place. Here we have some screen wipes, wet and dry, and you get 2 of them. And here is the Goggles 2. It's constructed almost entirely out of EPP foam, which is the reason why it's so lightweight. The buttons are easy to access and are all located on one side. And we also have access to the mini HDMI port as well as the video in port. You wouldn't imagine it just by looking at it, but this head plate's got a bit of weight to it. It's also very thick. The battery's mounted right in the center of this plate, and the battery strap is routed through these 2 holes. The head straps are very stretchy and makes for a perfect fit no matter the head size. Inside we have a clean and crisp 5-inch screen with a 1920 by 1080 pixel resolution. It's one of the best screens I've tested in a headset. I mean the image is superior over any other goggles I've tested. If I had to guess, I would say these holes are for ventilation, just to keep everything inside running cool. Alright, let's throw everything on and test her out. Since the Goggles 2 doesn't have a DVR, I recorded this footage with my camera. It doesn't give the best representation of what you would actually see if you were wearing it, but it's as close as I could get it. Two things that are slightly different are that the nose piece is not as intrusive as it looks in this video, and also there's practically zero glare as very little outside light is able to get through. I think the Goggles 2 performs very well. I remained in the same spot throughout this video, and no matter where the quad was, I felt 100% confident flying around. There wasn't a point where I felt I was going to lose connection. Granted, I didn't fly far away, but because I was flying inside, I think this video gives a good idea of how it performs when there are obstructions in the way. First, I have to say that this is an excellent headset, and it's got many of the features that I look for. However, there are a few downsides. First, the size is definitely a big drawback. It's one of the biggest box style headsets out on the market, and for sure it's the biggest I've tested to date. It's only because it's made of foam that it's as light as it is, and it's unfortunate, but I can't say it looks good to have a giant box strapped to your head. When I opened the Goggles 2 up, I found that there was a ton of empty space, which really blew my mind because they could have made the overall size so much smaller. If there is ever a Goggles 3, I hope they can design it to be more space efficient. Next is the lack of a DVR. I'm really disappointed that a headset that performs as good as this doesn't have a DVR. I'd imagine people would want to record their flight footage, being that the footage looks this great. Eachine probably could have used it as free marketing. Lastly, the one last downside, but it's more of me being just lazy, is the constant need of changing between PAL and NTSC. Unlike other headsets, the Goggles 2 requires you to manually change between video modes, which gets annoying if you have multiple quadcopters. If you're on the wrong channel, the auto search feature will continually scan through, and if it does stop, the channel that it stops on just continually flickers. And that's going to be it for now. If you want to continue watching, the flight's going to continue for a little bit longer. As for now, thanks for watching and happy flying.
Oh, can't you still amaze me? Yeah, but I'm